And the reason why I'm just coming up with these things is the thought of, little like leader. It's like, what do they call them? Not lost leaders. Whatever. It's the thing that you put out there to attract people that are into the general culture of the thing, and then they find you. So
I don't know what that is.
Whatever they are, I don't know.
That thing, got it.
You know, we've talked an awful lot about a lot of moods and their reflections in terms of music. But now we come to a mood that is the product of our present generation.
Ah.
There it is.
I see you.
I just switched to my phone. Fuck that laptop.
The Nanabis Movement schedule.
I love it.
Calling it the movement, so that we can pick people up along the way.
I love it.
Also lends itself to some easy bowel movement, Joe.
Yes, please.
I'll give you a movement.
No shit, that's right. You were there. Because you read some of the characters at the reading of the web series that I was trying to create.
Oh yeah,
that is still in flux. Like,
it's good. I like that.
Thank you. I've written a couple more episodes. It's like a project that, like, whenever I'm bored, I just go back to and tinker around with. Because the cool part is it exists in time when that time was, so it's not like it's ever gonna die. It can exist whenever. But I would like the story of when I had a broken foot and I just smoked weed with a random stranger on their porch, and the dude ended up being a pimp and tried to like offered me women at a random house because I was like so high that I just like got in the car with him and drove around South Bend, Indiana with him. Like, in my head, like filming that as just like a sketch, like as it's like just like a mini piece, is just like something that I definitely want to do in some point in time.
New York will break you sometime.
Easy. That's what it does.
It's like
Bane.
From New York, yeah. Batman, like, oh, you feel so mighty.
Oh, your money. That's why people who are from, like, born and bred in New York City, that's why it's so hard. But the thing that fucked me up about New York the entire time I was there, the amount of in-your-face economic disparity of like the wealthy people in New York City literally just saying to your face by all of their actions in the city, we don't give a fuck about poor people. Not only do we not give a fuck about poor people, we don't give a fuck about the people who are from here. We don't give a shit about none of y'all. Not one. The way they walk, the way wealthy people in New York City walk, talk, and act in that city is as if no poor people exist, and that they just like, they might as well be pieces of gum on the shoe. The fact that motherfuckers sit on the C train, that train is literally from 1962. The infrastructure from that train is actually from 1910. And these motherfuckers sit on that shit. It smells like shit. When the person comes on, and everybody's just like numb to that shit. And in my head,
what did you say? People just start running down the platform. You're like, I guess I meant something. I got off at the wrong stop, and like I was like, did you announce that, like, to the like conductor hanging out the window? And he was like, yes, and then pulled away. And I'm like, well, when? Because it sounded like Charlie Brown's teacher.
That's exactly right.
They had no choice. No. Yeah. So, but we do.
Yeah. Now, is the goal here YouTube, Instagram, or cross TikTok? Like, what do you think our goal is?
Facebook, YouTube, those kinds of formats, and then try and drop them on IGTV somehow. I haven't really ever converted to that, but dropping them on IGTV, and if I can find some. I don't know TikTok well enough. I got to get more native to that. But
you don't even need it anymore because Instagram basically just copied TikTok, because you can do Reels now on Instagram, which is literally just TikTok. That's all it is. It's just TikTok on Instagram.
But there's like the whole like lip syncing and dancing thing, right?
I think so, yeah.
Do you have the script that I emailed out to you?
Yep, I do.
First thing is just on that first page. Looks like you're suggesting we just cut that whole thing, which I'm 50-50 on, but tell me what you think.
And I was 50-50 on it too, because I tried to read it from two different mental angles. It seemed weird to me to introduce just this part of it with no context, and then to go directly into Kyle and Pops. It just felt, I don't know why, in my head it felt like the Kyle in the prison scene and the Kyle in the next scene didn't seem to be the same person, because we didn't get any setup of who this Kyle is that's in prison. Right. So then I read it without that, and but then the thing that happened when I read it without that is like, is it too abrupt for them to bring up his past without seeing any of it at all?
I like that it sets up, that doesn't give context. It obviously has our lead in it, so like I think like the first face you see is just Kyle as like a close-up, like straight to camera, directly across from this other inmate in, the mess hall. Right. And it's just like close up on him, close up on that guy, the two of them, side by, across from each other at that table. It's clear like that guy, the inmate, he really should be in jail. Why are you making that same point of like, these are often treated as the same thing. Right. If you're the wrong color. So, right. And I also think that it like then sets the viewer up to thinking like, oh, this is one of those kinds of movies, but it's not.
You ain't doing jack shit here, and the way that I see it, you'll be dead or you'll be in jail.
You're not like getting back into the game, so to speak. That's what they would be expecting. You're elevating the game and saving your grandma and pop.
You sold me. You sold me enough to want to hear it out loud.
Okay. I just watched that Grow House, the beginning of Grow House.
Grow House. Why the fuck I ain't think of that?
And also because I had watched The Gentleman recently, I was kind of going through my head and realizing that like all of these weed movies like open with some kind of weed plant porn. Like it's like they all do it. Like the Grow House is all of the credits over this like, dope ass grow house, and then Gentleman is this bunker that Matthew McConaughey has where you're like, whoa, it's like the most high tech grow house I've ever seen. So I'm kind of like, I don't know if we necessarily want to follow the trend of opening with grow house with a grow.
Fair enough.
Tight bud clusters.
So page 40, Rebecca introduces herself as the head nurse. Then I'm like, I'm Jeff, the supervisor, but I can't come up with the last name. So I'm just like, Jeff, the supervisor. And that's what he calls me. And then you're Kyle, and you're thinking I'll come up with the last name, but you almost say your real last name. So you say Cart, and then you wheel, cartwheel, Kyle Cartwheel.
Love it.
Oh, I meant to add in here. You give me shit. Jeff the supervisor. Does Jeff the supervisor have a last name? Shut up, I'm not good on the spot. Kyle Cartwheel. Oh, what does green mean? Green highlighter is like you really...
clarification.
Yeah, so this was just this Grandma Slam thing.
Grandma Slam.
No, I know what that is. No, the Grandma Slam, the reason I put that in green is just to remind myself to say that however we edit that would be a great opportunity to really show that we're selling this merch idea, right? That in the Grandma Slam could be like a catchphrase. That all of those big YouTube channels, all of them sell merch with like their best catchphrase on it. Like, I love Jesus and Miro, and I own a Jesus and Miro sweatshirt that says something that Jesus and Miro say on the sweatshirt all the time.
Oh, really?
So that it's it, because they're from the Bronx, and so apparently in the Bronx, when you see people, you just say "you're," like, and that's just a thing. So I have a sweater that literally just says Jesus and Miro "you're" on it. Yeah. That's what I was saying with the Grandma Slam. The only reason that's in green is just to as a reminder to my brain of in the editing of however that is, that could be a great opportunity to show merch.
Of course, we're gonna find ways to merch this bitch out.
Yeah,
it's the whole plan. And if we make really cool merch, that'll make it really much easier to like raise money if we do want to, crowdfund like a seed campaign. Because like a cool.
That's what you do. That's how you give shit away.
Yeah, I made these Nanabis baseball cut shirts last year that are so cool, and I gave them to people who I cast in the movie to like, because their character was going to wear it in this other movie in Mo, where I just integrated. I was just product placing Nanabis. It was
love it. Smart.
It was like I decided, because the lead character smokes weed, that like she would go to a dispensary that sells her Nanabis. And so I wanted the dispensary people to wear the t-shirt. And so I gave it to them, and I like wanted them back. And suddenly everybody's like, I didn't get one.
Oh, of course.
This note, Lil Wayne, right above it, that track, or Kid Ink, I'm gonna get you high today. There's a flag there.
Oh yeah, I'm not fucking with Lil Wayne right now. No, that's all that is.
We'll go Kid Ink.
Yeah, that was it. Fuck Wayne.
I'ma get you high today. Might as well go hard. I'ma get you high today.
Okay.
I don't know what he did. He's taken so much promethazine now that his brain doesn't even like function appropriate. He really honestly thinks he's on some plane that is different than the plane we're on.
Yeah.
And he's trying to act like it just, especially that it's because he comes from New Orleans, man. If he came from fucking, I don't know, if he came from Houston, maybe I feel different. Like, Houston's got like Paul Wall in it, so like obviously there's some shit in their brains that's a little weird if Paul Wall was a #1 selling artist in your city.
A legend in the hood for gold grills and popping seals. An icon on the mic for showcasing my verbal skills.
Yeah. So, considering you have Scarface and you have, insert name of even Chameleon Air, like as much as I can't stand Chameleon Air, I'd take Chameleon Air over Paul Wall. Paul Wall's legacy to Houston is straight up grills. Like, do you know that I think he's a partial owner with Johnny Dang, the grills dude. You know who Johnny Dang is?
Yeah.
Fuck with that boy Johnny like this. I say Johnny, bitch. Johnny be right on it. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up. This is only one. One and only. Look at this. We don't worry about Kobe, man. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's like a partial investor owner with Johnny Dang. So anyway, all that to say, I got nothing against Paul Wall. He's a good businessman, but I'm just saying, like, you're from New Orleans, man.
Yeah.
Like, how is it that you seem to have transcended to the point that you don't understand how this person that you have somehow tried to create justifications for, who just gave you a pardon, has in any way helped any of the infrastructural issues that literally plague the entire state of Louisiana?
Yeah. It's like, you think George Bush didn't care about black people? This dude. This dude wishes you guys would fucking get the fuck out of here.
At any point, Kanye West saying anything that's more accurate than things that you say is an issue. That's an issue, man. Let's leave Kanye to saying ridiculous things, because he lost his mom and arguably it was his fault, right? So, I understand why he's on a sickness journey. That shit would fuck your head up. But you, Wayne, no, my guy. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm out. And I was a dedicated mixtape fan, man. I got every single one of them fucking mixtapes. Dedication to the ones, all those mixtapes also had weird fucking covers, man. All of that, like, it was the same graphic design dude for all of those covers. Every single one even Wayne's covers were wild.
Yeah. He never learned how to constrain proportions.
No.
You can't just pull and tweak it fucks up the whole like the clarity of the whole image. What am I trying to think of?
Resolution,
exactly.
Get the fuck out.